नमस्कार दोस्तों, करेंसी वीकली एनालिसिस पे आप सभी का स्वागत है। टुडे बीइंग द फर्स्ट डे ऑफ द न्यू मंथ, सो ये आपका मंथली एनालिसिस भी होगा। दिस presentation is prepared for Tika TV and I am your host Ashish Barua. Last week what we saw is a negative candle in dollar index. It moved high of 100.30 and low of 99.37 and closed at 99.48. In the monthly chart also, what we see is a doji candle or a spinning top candle. The magical range, that means the 100.30 to 100.50 on the higher side, the resistance zone, it failed to break last week. It tried to touch but failed. That being the case, dollar index is again within the range of 96.30 on the lower side and 100.30 to 100.50 on the higher side. Doji candle shows, that means the monthly doji candle shows that the price is expected to be in a narrow range. So what we can interpret from here is that we need to wait for some more time so that the price breaks out of the consolidation zone. Important events during the month of December is FOMC rate decisions that we need to wait for, whether the rate cut the Fed is taking or not, and also the BOJ's rate decisions we need to carefully observe. In dollar rupee, what we see is that last week it traded high of 89.59 and low of 89.00, closed at 89.33. ये जो आपका प्रीवियस वीक का हाई था उसके अंदर में ही एक इनसाइड बार कैंडल फॉर्म हो चुका है. What we saw last week is that the intervention from the central bank so that the dollar rupee is not depreciating further has helped rupee to be in a sideways zone in between 89 and 89.50 zone. जो हमारा एनालिसिस था कि आफ्टर ब्रेकिंग अबव 89, dollar rupee is expected to enter into a new territory. That means 88.5070 on the lower side and 90.5070 on the higher side. A new range of 2 rupee band is expected. The major event, as discussed, is that FOMC rate decisions, then BOJ rate decisions. Also, this week, RBI rate decisions to be held on coming Friday. उसके बाद ही हम देखेंगे कि रुपी में कुछ प्रेशर्स आते हैं या नहीं. One more thing that the last week that means our trade secretary has given a briefing that almost the US-India trade negotiations is moving as per line and is expected to close by the calendar year. So December month में as per the trade secretary's statement ये क्लोज होना चाहिए. सो दिसंबर महीने में अगर यूएस इंडिया ट्रेड रिलेशंस क्लोज हो जाते हैं उसके बाद थोड़ा सा पॉजिटिविटी हम देखेंगे. उस पॉजिटिविटी में रुपी क्या 88.50 88.70 के नीचे कंटिन्यूअसली सस्टेन करते हैं और फेल टू सस्टेन बिलो द रेंज. ऑल्सो द रेट कट इन फेड, दैट मीन्स द रेट कट बाय द फेड and also RBI's rate decisions as well as the BOJ's rate decisions, whether they are hiking the rate. All these three, along with other macro events, we need to closely monitor. So, यहाँ पे जो weekly analysis as far as the rupee is concerned, नीचे का आपका 88.50, 88.70, we need to watch carefully. And any negative news, negative as far as the rupee depreciation is concerned, अगर होते हैं in such a case, जो लास्ट वीक का हाई है, that means 89.60 का उस हाई के ऊपर अगर सस्टेन करते हैं, in such a case, रुपी और थोड़ा ऊपर जाने का हायर पॉसिबिलिटीज है. यहाँ पे हमें ब्लास्ट वन साइडेड एक्सपेक्टेशंस नहीं है क्योंकि द सेंट्रल बैंक दैट मीन इज रेडी टू इंटरवीन एट द हायर लेवल्स. सो रुपी depreciations, although our higher range is 90.50, 90.70, but इतना जल्दी नहीं आने वाला है. So यहाँ पे watchful steps, that means the monitoring by the central bank is already there, so we need to carefully play the dollar rupee part. Now we are coming back to the GBP dollar. GBP dollar हमारा जो monthly candle है, it's also a type of spinning top, a green candle with price rejections at both the two sides. So यहाँ पे जो bullishness थोड़ा सा negate किया हुआ है. Whereas the weekly RSI, if we see, it is taking support and 40 and moving higher. Currently, the RSI is at 46.90. That being the case, ये जो आपका वीकली पर्सपेक्टिव में हल्का सा बुलिशनेस है, सो वी नीड टू वॉच केयरफुली. यहाँ पर जो वीकली एज वेल एज द मंथली पर्सपेक्टिव में कोई क्लियर कट डायरेक्शंस है नहीं. ए रेंज बाउंड मूवमेंट इज expected. If we see the GBP INR monthly perspective, it's a strong bullish candle closing near the high for the month of November. So यहाँ पे as far as the GBP INR is concerned, bullishness is there. If we consider the weekly perspective, RSI is just near the 60, currently at 59.43. So यहाँ पे एक पॉसिबिलिटी ये हो सकता है कि ये रेजिस्टेंस बन सकता, मींस RSI 60 क्या ये रेस्पेक्ट करते हैं इन दिस वीक एज वेल एज द कमिंग वीक. वी नीड टू सी इफ इट रेस्पेक्ट्स एंड takes resistance near to 60, then in such a case, some sort of selling downward movement in GBP INR we may expect. The other possibility is that if it doesn't respect the resistance at 60 बोले तो the RSI level may be in between 60 to 64 के बीच में होना चाहिए, because different currency pairs का जो RSI है उसका रेजिस्टेंस जोन डिफरेंट लेवल्स पे होते हैं. किसी का एग्जैक्टली 60 के आसपास होता है, किसी का नियर टू 60 होता है, मे बी 62 64 के आसपास. सो ये जो RSI 60 से 64 के बीच में, we need to wait the weekly price action whether it is taking resistance there. If it takes the resistance, some sort of downward movement possibly towards 115.50 115.70, the low of these doji candles, means the sharp wicks we can expect. If it fails to take resistance in RSI terms, in such a case we may expect in coming days or coming weeks to test the immediate high, which is around 120 से 120.20 के बीच में. Next is our euro dollar. Euro dollar monthly, what we see, it's again a spinning top candle with price rejections at both the two sides. That being the case, ये जो price rejections हो रहे हैं at our previous resistance zone, which is your 116 से 117 के बीच में. यहाँ पे if we see the June month candle is green, July is your red, August and September is green, October is red, November is green. So यहाँ पे alternate green and red हो रहा है. There are chances कि इस बार instead of following the pattern of red after the green, there may be a possibility कि ये green बन जाए and try to take the high, recent high, that means the high of September. That means your level is 1.1987 का इस direction में जाने का possibilities हो सकते. One more aspect we need to see, the month of December, the global market is going to take in holiday mode. That means due to Christmas holidays and the New Year, market gradually, that means the market participants are going to take leave during the second half of December till the first week of January. So second half of December से volatility, means the directional movement is going to be missing from the market. Anyway, so ये जो December month का price actions होगा, ज़्यादा trended होने का chances नहीं है. So in a nutshell, December being holiday month due to Christmas as well as the New Year, market participants, the major market players are expected to means take leave from, and in such a case, आपका जो currencies में, whether it is dollar index, euro dollar, GBP dollar or any global currencies, movement जो होगा limited होगा, participants will be less, liquidity will be less, due to which कुछ भी flows के कारण volatility ज़्यादा हो सकते हैं. Next is euro INR. Euro INR monthly, it's a bullish candle closing almost near the high as far as the monthly price action is concerned. Here, the weekly Euro INR, earlier it took support and moving higher. So the strength in Euro INR is higher than the GBP INR. You see, GBP INR weekly RSI is trying to take or trying to respect the 60, approaching 60 from below, whereas Euro INR is already above 60. So if we consider both the two pairs, GBP INR vis-a-vis the Euro INR, the strength in Euro INR is more. Next is dollar yen. Dollar yen, what we see in the month of November is a green candle, the bullish candle, but the price actions, that is the price rejections at both the two ends, which makes a little bit concerned. We need to wait for the BOJ rate decisions, the mid of December, whether they are withdrawing from their ultra low rates or what sort of measures the BOJ is going to take. Depending on that one, we need to carefully monitor whether आपका जो carry trade वाला reverse होते हैं या नहीं. अगर carry trade reverse होना चालू करते हैं, so it is negative for the global participants as the flight of capital from rest of the world to the Japan economy. So we need to carefully monitor that one. Now, ये जो yen INR है, yen INR monthly पे, although it is a red candle, but the price rejections at both the two sides, mainly on the lower side, thereby making the negativity, that means the red candle, the negative red candle neutralized. So यहाँ पे ये negative नहीं है, we can consider it as a neutral candle. What next? What next के लिए हम देखेंगे कि weekly पे it is trying to take support at 60. Trying to take support at 40. यहाँ पे lot of support zone is there, means lots of supports are there earlier, be it in March, be it in your November and current. So जब तक ये इस जोन के नीचे स्ट्रॉन्ग नेगेटिव कैंडल के साथ क्लोज नहीं देते हैं, तब तक ये थोड़ा सा अपवर्ड बायस हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं. Dollar candy monthly, what it is, it's a doji candle. So price means is taking a pause. Also December being the month, the holiday month, so यहाँ पे ज्यादा कुछ एक्टिविटी हम एक्सपेक्ट नहीं कर रहे हैं. ऑसी डॉलर में भी इट्स ए डोजी कैंडल, सो यहाँ पर भी प्राइस म्यूटेड हम एक्सपेक्ट कर रहे हैं. CNH 7.06, सो यहाँ पे CNH इज स्ट्रेंथनिंग ग्रेजुअली. सो यहाँ पे जो मेजर सपोर्ट हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं 6.98 से 7.00 के बीच में. इस लेवल पे अगर आते हैं, देयर आफ्टर वी नीड टू सी हाउ द प्राइस इज बिहेविंग. नेक्स्ट इज यूएस 10-year ट्रेजरी. यूएस 10-year ट्रेजरी में प्रीवियस वीक में हमारा ये एनालिसिस था कि दिस 17th November red candle, whether the price is closing above the 17th November weekly red candle and also closing above the resistance zone. In such a case, upward bias we can expect. लेकिन ऐसा कुछ हुआ नहीं है, rather ये soft हो चुका है. So we need to wait and watch for Fed rate decisions. 2-year treasury similarly यहाँ पर भी हमारा यही एनालिसिस था कि ये 17th November का रेड कैंडल के ऊपर लास्ट वीक मींस द योर लास्ट वीक ऑफ द मंथ, नवंबर मंथ अगर क्लोज देते हैं एज वेल एज इस रेजिस्टेंस के ऊपर क्लोज देते हैं तो अपवर्ड बायस हम देख सकते हैं. लेकिन ड्यू टू रेट कट्स मींस स्पेकुलेशंस बाय द फेड, ये जो 2-year ट्रेजरी थोड़ा सा सॉफ्ट हो चुका है. So again, we need to wait for the Fed rate decisions. Thereafter, we need to recalculate the price actions. So यहाँ पे ज्यादा कुछ हम as of now देख नहीं रहे हैं because back to back so many events are there. First is just for repetition purpose, I am repeating that one. कि Fed rate decisions, BOJ rate decisions, and RBI rate decisions this week. Also, the holiday mood in the market due to Christmas holidays as well as the New Year, market players are going to take on going for leave during the second half of December till the first week of January. So first week of January के बाद ही मेजर कुछ वैलिटिलिटी हम एक्सपेक्ट कर सकते हैं. अभी another 15 days are there. फेड का रेट डिसीजंस भी हम चेक कर लेते हैं, उसके बाद ही हम थोड़ा सा मींस साइलेंट फेज में, हाइबरनेशन फेज में हम जाएंगे ड्यूरिंग द सेकेंड हाफ ऑफ दिसंबर. सो करेंसी वीकली एनालिसिस अभी के लिए इतना ही. विशिंग यू ऑल ए नाइस वीक अहेड. बाय.